Hey Sarah, today I'm going to be going over the squatting version of the calf stretch. This is really going to stretch a few of the muscles in the back of the calf. The one that we primarily train in things is gastrocnemius as well as soleus. There's a few smaller ones that I'm not going to get into, but the gastroc crosses both the knee and the foot, whereas soleus and the other smaller ones cross just the foot. When I said the foot, I mean the ankle. So since our knee is bent in this, we're primarily targeting soleus and those other muscles. So what I like to do for this one is use a post or something in front of me and just pull myself into a stretch for 15 to 30 seconds. And I go back and forth. By using the post, I'm sort of able to drive my knee a bit farther forward using my body weight. I'll show you an alternative if you don't have this, or a table, a squat rack, something like that as well. I don't enjoy that version as much. So just go back and forth for the 5 or 10 minutes. Whatever, holding 15 to 30 seconds on each side. If you would like a little bit of a challenge and do some end range shin strengthening, when you let go of the post or whatever, try to hold that position for a second or two. So if I'm here, when I let go, try to keep my ankle angle like that without coming out. This is end range strength. We don't often train this in traditional training. A lot of mobility training is training the opposite side of the joint that you're stretching. So that could also help. That part's just optional. Stick to the 5 to 10 minutes of the calf stretch going side to side. There is also an option to use a weight, which sort of helps bring your body over each leg. So go back and forth. If you would like to do the strengthening like this, just drop the weight. And then since we're doing this for fairly sustained holds for 5 to 10 minutes, the back of our calf is going to be and Achilles particularly, is going to be in a pretty lengthened position. So I wouldn't recommend doing this routine in its entirety directly before doing something more explosive. I don't know what you're doing for your kettlebells, but we're really lengthening out the tissue, and there's been some research that if you do explosive movements following this sustained stretching, that you're more apt for injury. So don't generally recommend doing it then. I would personally do it in the morning when I first get up, but that is up to you. And while we're here, I'll explain it, but a rationale of sometime you would want to use a lot of stretching before a movement is you can open up that range of motion. So something that you could do, I don't know if this would be the best use of your time, but it's definitely something that you could play with if you would like, is that if you stretch the back of the calf prior to doing something like squatting, you're able to get a little bit more dorsiflexion, which is going to help you out. But I wouldn't do a squat and then a jump, because this part, sort of the explosive jumping up, would be using the muscle we just stretched in a pretty explosive manner. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I know I went way more in depth than was necessary for this stretch, but since you said that you enjoy learning a bit, I thought I would share this information. It could also help you in the future when you want to maybe program your own mobility training.